Hello, you gorgeous donuts. Sad cringe has taken over the internet and we need to talk about it. People post their happiest moments online for everyone to see now. However, people are also posting their saddest moments, and a lot of these sad moments, unfortunately for those people, are a little bit cringe, and we're going to cover the worst of them in this video. Also, let's play a little game here. If you laugh at home, you're going to hell at any of these posts, okay? I'm not allowed to laugh either. I work 12 hours a day and come home to this. Oh, it's not very... I didn't laugh though, did I? It's not very nice. I don't know what he's referring to here. Is he, you know, not in a happy relationship with his wife? Or is it, you know, the clothes being everywhere? I don't know why you would post this online, especially on Facebook. You know, the only people that are going to see this on Facebook are the people that know who you are. It's not like Twitter or Instagram where it gets pushed to people who, you know, don't even live in the same country as you. Everyone in the street's going to know that you despise your wife now. And it's just sad. I don't know if prior to, you know, moving in with each other, you've established that you would be the person that goes out to get the money and your wife would be the person that keeps up the home. Clearly your wife isn't along with that message, so, you know, she hasn't signed up to this. I don't know if she's expecting you to also do it after your 12-hour shift. I do feel like you need to have a conversation though, because, you know, it's turning into a little bit of an obstacle course now. Give this another month. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the flaw. Have a little try to chat with your wife. You might actually get something positive out of it, rather than posting that on Facebook without a consent. I cooked dinner for my girlfriend last night and thought I did a good job until we were watching videos on her phone and a text from her mum popped up that said, "I'm sure he tried his best. Just eat it." Oh. Yeah, that's sad. You know, that's one of those awkward moments that I just never want to be involved in. That's why I don't cook. I don't put myself in this position, okay? I'm playing checkers when everyone else is playing chess. You know you were pretty bad if she, you know, went out of her way to text her mother that, you know, clearly this was awful. Your meal has ruined her night. You've tried to do a nice thing for her and it's actually done the complete opposite. And now she possibly hates you. Sorry? I swear I just heard someone in my room. Did you see anything? Oh, it's going to turn into a pantomime now, isn't it? He's behind you. No, he's not. No, he's not, you see. Anyway, back to this. I don't know how I'd feel if this was me who cooked the meal, because I guess, you know, it's the thought that counts. You know, if you're terrible at cooking, but you did want to do something nice for your girlfriend, surely she'd at least respect the, you know, the craft. She could at least respect the vision here. But it just seems like, you know, she's not taking that into account and she's judging you just on the quality of your food, which is a little bit sad. I love your bio. I'm trying to live life like that. Sorry for the letdown, but I was trying to wipe something up off my screen and then it super liked you, which was not cool. Tragic. Alright, a little bit too honest. I know, right? Like, if only there was a button that was for the polar opposite of a super like, a super no. That's what I would have pressed. Alright, well, you know, there wasn't any need for that part, Graham. Alright, you could have just stopped where you said it was a mistake and left her with the last message of tragic. Right, just give her that. Let her have the final word on this. There was no need for the end bit, was there? You're just being horrible now, Graham. You're just showing your true character, Graham. Also, like, if Tinder did introduce a button that was a super no button, that would be kind of uncalled for. Imagine, like, you can get super no-upped. Imagine just like, you know, you've had like a proper terrible day at work, like or school or college or whatever, like a really bad day. It's just kicked you in the nuts all day. You get home, you're like, you know what, I really wish I had someone to kind of talk to. I'm gonna go on Tinder. And then you've just got like an influx, a flurry, if you will, of people super no-ping you. Like, that honestly would just be my 13th reason I can't super no. Tinder need to do that just for the love of the game. No, it would ruin people's mental healths, to be fair. I just think that's, well, it's to balance the force. If you're gonna have super likes, you need an equal negative. Okay, that's how the world works. It's about balance. We need super nopes. Okay, it's basically like the restraining order swipe. Do not let that man within 100 feet of me at any time. I've been hacked. All my apes gone. This just sold. Please help me. Wow, that's so shitty. I'm really sorry, dude, but please change your profile picture since you no longer own it. I laughed. The devil's gonna welcome us with open arms at the gates of hell now. It is true though, you know, if like those NFTs, them bored apes that everybody was like bragging about owning, you know, back in like 2020 or 2021. Just saying, you no longer own it. You've got to take it off. That's the rules. Can you remember when people on Twitter tried to convince us that, like, you know, pouring all your money into buying one of these weird NFT ape things was a good idea? I remember thinking at the time, like, surely people aren't actually buying these. What is the price of them now? I'm actually really interested. That is absolutely hilarious. hilarious. Like, this was when everyone was convincing you to get them. Now look at the price. Where's my money? God bless anybody that did fall for that. That is some sad cringe right there. Great movie recommendation, by the way. Haha, yeah, glad I could help. Anyways, this is kind of weird, but I think you're really cool. You want to hang out soon? And then they've like screenshotted it and went, laughing my arse off, my greatest fear came true. Question marks. Oh my God, Connor, I am so sorry. Oh, I think me small intestines actually just like left me body through me belly button. Why wouldn't you treble check? Me body actually feels like I'm watching an episode of like Grey's Anatomy right now, you know, when they're doing like not an experiment, a surgery. That's what they call it, not an experiment. I'm going to hospital. What are you going to hospital for? I'm just getting an experiment done. Oh, this is so horrible. Clearly this person likes, you know, Melanie. And Melanie's went, oh God, I knew I shouldn't have given him that movie recommendation. Now he wants to shag. I don't know if she was just maybe sidetracked and she's just kind of done it quickly and not realised that, you know, she's messaged Connor's own message. Honestly, I think I would die if I did this to someone. Like, I just wouldn't be able to like, live with the guilt. Like, honestly, I'd rather someone just smack us in the face than me doing this to someone. When I thought the barista was cute, so I went into the coffee shop and ordered the same thing every day for 3 months, and one day I walked in and said, I'll just get my usual. And he said, what do you mean? And I walked out and never went back. Little bit of main character syndrome there. You know, you know what? I respect it though. You've went to the same one. Every day was this for 3 months, and you've ordered the same thing. You've put in the work. I feel like if you're going in all of the time, every day for 3 months, and this person is working there, surely they at least recognize you, right? If they work there full time. Like, granted, they serve a lot of people. They might not remember your order. Oh, this is awful. It's the fact you've like walked in so confidently. Like, you've probably built this up. One day you've woke up and went, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go into Starbucks and literally say, yeah, just be usual, you know, me and you. Oh yeah, you know, the latte, oh yeah, let's just an usual fella. And he's literally just rejected you. Oh. Again, this is kind of just funny. Like, this is a funny, like, it's cringe in the moment, but it's a story for the grandkids. A little bit of a boring story, you know, if they're in bed and you just kind of want to put them to sleep. But still, it's a story for them. Okay, 28-year-old who lives with his mom always wanted to be a live streamer, so decided to do a sleep stream at 3 AM. He leaves his speakers on max volume so his viewers can donate to play loud music. He ends up disturbing his mom's sleep, and this happens.
Get out of here.
I'm warning you! I never went nuts, but I wouldn't want to see me not going nuts. I want it off now. This is my house. I want it off now.
Stop.
No.
Stop. That's okay. I'm turning it off. Why is it turning it off?
This is just sad. This video is really living up to the title. I couldn't have titled this any better. I get, you know, you've got a dream, okay? And that's amazing that you've got something that you're working towards. But you're 28 years old and you're living at home, which is fine. You know, that's fine. But is this your only source of income? It must be, surely, if you're live streaming, you're sleeping and you're like allowing people to wake you up, because obviously like you're going to be knackered for work if you've got to get up. I just don't think this is really fair on your mom. You know, like, she's probably got work in the morning, the music's also waking her up. Like, you don't even need to do the music thing. You can just live stream your sleep, which again, it's just a wild thing that streamers do, isn't it? That like they live stream them sleeping. Like, what, you could say anything in your lives, like in your sleep talking. You know, if you're a sleep talker, how you don't know if you're a sleep talker. You know, if you don't often sleep next to people, how do you know that you're not just having, you know, just talks in your sleep? You could say anything. It could be like, I'm a Sunderland fan, right? And then that's your career ruined. This isn't fair on your mom, and your mom obviously is reacting really emotionally here. And I think this is probably, she's ignored it for long enough, and now she's finally just lost her cool and just like, I need to sleep now. She's not a streamer at the end of the day, so she's not getting anything out of this. American who donated his mother's body to a centre for Alzheimer's research learns it was actually sold on for $5,900 to the US military, strapped to a chair and blown up in a blast test. Nah, it's not funny, that, like, it wouldn't catch me laughing at it. Nah. Anyone who laughed at that, shame on you. Right, imagine, right, this was your mother. You know, you think, oh, right, I've donated her to help people. And then she just gets blown up in a military base. Put yourself in his shoes, imagine how he's feeling. It's just how in detail it gets, you know. Like, why did they strap her to a chair and blow her up in a blast test? Like, just why? Like, you know, like, did they need to strap her to the chair? She's going nowhere. Like, you know, she's already passed away. God bless her soul. You don't need to strap her to the chair, okay? Just, like, nicely put her on the chair, right? So she looks pretty in that. I should, you know, blast somewhere. I don't know where she's blasting. But, you know, our final blast. Something a bit wrong, didn't it? It's just not very nice, bless her. At least, you know, she's going to be remembered by a lot more people now. You know, when you die, you know, like, only your family and your friends really remember you. And then after that, you kind of just, you know, cease to exist. She's on a Reddit thread, and this was posted 4 years ago. So her legacy lives on very strongly. That's all I'm saying. I have a very vivid memory of a girl in primary school asking how to spell my name just so she could add me to her not invited to my party list. Yeah. Sad moment. When you realise that you're not like one of the cool ones, that's a very sad moment. Also, it's a little bit extra to like just have a list for the party, but it's also extra to have a list of people that aren't coming. Like, how evil are you? Why have you got a list of people that aren't coming? Surely you just don't need a list for that, because then you've got to list everybody in the world at that point. Like, when do you stop the list? Is it just people that you know who aren't coming, or are you like putting celebrities in this who weren't even, you know, possibly coming in the first place? One thing I have summed from this is kids can be so evil. Like, genuinely, like, they can be so nice and so wholesome, but they can be as equally terrifying. Imagine an adult doing this. You would call them deranged. Imagine just like your co-worker, oh, what you writing on your break? You're not taking a break. Oh, I'm just writing a list of people that aren't coming to my birthday. Don't mind me. You'd be like, they're definitely a psychopath. Okay, here we've got a video of a pastor trying to get teenagers excited about remaining virgins.
Is cool. Come on. Is cool. What up? Is cool. He's got it. Is cool. Come on. Is cool, what up, well, Jerry is cool, come on, Jerry is cool.
Can't lie, that's actually a banger. That is actually a banger. Just put like Central C on the hook or something. You've got a classic right there. Central C, what I say? I don't know. I don't know why I thought about him when I thought about virgin. No, he's definitely not a virgin. He's got face tattoos, and we all know face tattoos equals shagger. Look at the people in the crowd. Like, some people really aren't feeling it. This guy is. Like, this guy is, you know, a long stretch, you know, dedicated to the mindset, and I love it, right? I rate that. Waiting until marriage, fair play, fella. It is a little bit cultish, I'm just gonna say it. Getting people to come to a rocks concert, like, if I walked into this mistakenly, I would be pretty scared. That's all I'm saying. Just everyone rocking the whole thing. It is funny how he's like added his own ad-libs into it, like, what up, condoms. Actually, no condoms. What the hell? Okay, so clearly you can see the photo. What an emotional week. Rip Nan, it was a pleasure. You was the root to our family tree. Good night. God bless. Live your life how you want to. Yeah, Rip Nan. Honestly, Rip Nan. I'm just going to get me cock and balls out to celebrate it. It would have been what you wanted, right? Nan would have wanted us on the bar, bollock naked, just with a towel covering it, right? That's how Nan loved to see us. I don't want to be too harsh here, you know, because obviously this is just his way of coping with it. I don't know if he's crying or just kind of wiping the sweat off his head. I don't know which one I'm kind of hoping for. Probably the sweat. I don't want him to be in too much distress. Originally, when I saw Rip Nan, I thought that he'd actually murdered her himself just because of the colour of the bath. I was like, oh, right, okay, well, you know, he's kind of just admitted to his crime straight away. I feel like the only reason he's done this is to show off either his body or his tattoos. He's got his arms in a position where you can clearly see his biceps. Like, it's just unnatural. Like, he's trying to play it off as if it's nonchalant. But I don't know about you, but when I'm coming out of the bath, there isn't just a cameraman there ready to take, like, an action shot. I don't really live my life that way. I don't think many people do. So I feel like this isn't actually... I don't think the purpose of this post was to dedicate it towards you now. Because if it was, fella, and I know everyone takes grief differently, I'm not trying to judge you, but I feel like if you really wanted to show a lot of respect for your nan, you would have maybe showed a photo of her, or a photo of the both of you, or a photo of, you know, like a place that you used to go all the time, not, you know, a naked photo of yourself. Oh my god, okay, this kid is opening up his GCSE results on camera, which can only end one way. Sad. Oh, it's A-levels, sorry, A-levels.
I'll open to see a couple of Bs.
Couple of Bs. Let's see if you've got...
Alright, okay, we're aiming high, but not too high.
Couple of Bs. What have we got? Okay, we got DDC.
I mean, the report has killed him there. He's absolutely killed him. You could have just lied. Realistically, you could have went, oh yeah, you got them. Okay, back to you in the studio, Phil. No. Why did she do that? She's killed him. She's cut his legs off. Oh my god. Like, opening up your results is obviously just terrifying in general. Especially A-level ones, because it's to get into university or do whatever you want to do afterwards. But opening it up in front of the nation, like, you're never gonna live. Oh god. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll forget about this clip, like, tonight. But for you, I feel like you're gonna make it out to be such a much bigger thing than what it actually is, just because so many people are gonna bring this up to you. Wife, 26 female, wants to use a donor because she wants attractive kids. Okay, I don't know how we've done it, but we've got the worst one. Yeah. How do you even, like, approach this with your husband? Like, how do you say to your husband, like, I love you. You give me everything I need. There's just one thing. We can't have our kids having any of your genes because, I mean, well, look at you. You think I'm dropping kids off at school that are 50%? You've got not a single chance, fella. Not a chance. You wouldn't catch us dead doing that. Picking them up from an after-school club when they've got your nose. Not a single chance. I'm not going to do that to them. Okay, I'm thinking of them. Genuinely, like, this would break my heart. I actually don't think I would recover from this. If Chloe said to us, can we get, like, a daughter, because, like, I just don't really like, you know, your face, and I just don't want my kids to possibly resemble you in any way. Like, clearly your wife doesn't think much of you. I don't even know why you are together, if I'm being honest. Because surely if you get married, you look at the other person and go, okay, I would love to possibly start a family with that person if that's what you want in your future. Who gets married to someone and goes, I actually really just don't like their face? This is so cruel. I don't date anymore. I just foster women until they find their forever homes. I definitely think he uses this as, like, a flirting technique. Like, he's clearly in a club or a pub right now, and he definitely, like, takes his coat off and goes, oh, by the way, yeah, do you want to be the forever one? I think the saddest thing about this is, you know, obviously you can't just buy this top in H&M. To be fair, I wouldn't put it past H&M putting this on a top. A really great top, I can imagine H&M writing this all over it. I think the saddest thing is that he's actually, like, designed this and, like, you know, to a printed shop. He's actually typed it out, paid for it. I think that's the saddest thing. Somebody said that he should put it on his gravestone, which is even sadder. Like, surely by the time he reaches that point, someone has adopted this man to be their forever person. Someone's got to take one for the team here. For the good of the human race, please. If you see this man in a pub, please ask him out. Fancy way of saying, I may not be Mr. Right, but I'll f you till he shows up. Oh, what? Okay, that's arguably worse to put on a t-shirt. Don't put that on a t-shirt, right? Nobody get any ideas of that one. This one is just captioned, divorce selfie. Silly one. Another one, guys. Whoa. The fact that everyone else in this photo looks so uncomfortable. Why do I feel like this would be me? You know, it's like when that Chris on Love Island was like, should I rap a little bit or lift the mood? And everyone's like, no, can you just shut the fuck up? Maybe he was just trying to lift the mood a little bit. But if there's any time, which is an inappropriate time to take a selfie, I'd probably say when you're settling a divorce in front of a solicitor. I just don't feel like it fits the vibe. Like, are you gonna frame this? Maybe he will. I mean, it's a banging Instagram post, I can't lie. You know, you're trying to get your engagement rate up. I can see the vision, fella. Okay, I kind of rate it from that standpoint, but I don't think that's the main goal here. If anything, it's just pissing your wife off, or now your ex-wife. Maybe he's just taking this as, like, insurance in case they decide to murder him. You know, everyone knows who the last people to see him were. So is anyone coming? No. See, if I was just, like, an acquaintance of this person on Snapchat, like, I didn't really know them, I'd have to just turn up just to, like, oh, I will. I know we've not talked since, like, you know, year one, but I'll come. Right, I see the Jack Daniels. I like whiskey. We can talk about the good times. You know, like when we all used to wait in the queue to get milk. Oh, what? This is just incredibly. It's the fact, like, you know, he's bought cups. He's got the beer pong sorted. You know, he's really went full out. He's even got the beers out ready, not even fridged. Arguably, you know, bad decision. But, you know, each to their own. He's trying to put in the extra effort and not a single person turned up. This is just sad. For him to put this much effort in, he's obviously been led on that people were gonna come. You know, he's not delusional, I don't think. People probably went, oh yeah, I'll come. Like, just let us know closer at the time. Or just give him, like, a vague answer. And he's kind of took that and ran with it. Like, oh my god, I'm probably gonna have, like, 100 people here. I need to get loads of cups in. Like, to just make sure that everyone can have a cup. And now no one's came. Like, no one. Not even, like, a family member. Not even, like, your mom or dad. Oh, fella. See, this is why I don't have parties. Just to avoid this ever happening. Because if this happened to me, I actually would be really sad. I genuinely would. It's not the same, but I remember when I started YouTube, right? Honestly, so funny. Like, oh, this is embarrassing. So, like, with the people that I went to school with, put in the messenger chat. I was like, oh, by the way, I'm starting a YouTube channel. For my first video, I'm doing like a football video. Does anyone want to come? Like, you don't need to like pay any money or anything, or like to go on the field. Like, I'm paying for it all on the 3G pitch. All you need to do is just turn up. So if anyone wants to come, when I tell you, not a single soul replied. There was like 15 people in this group chat, and it was really active. Like, I messaged in the afternoon, it was so active in the morning, not a single soul replied. And then like it kind of went dead, like a little like afterwards, and the coming days afterwards. And I definitely was like, they've started a new group chat without us, haven't they? And I kind of just was like, yeah, I'm never asking anyone for anything ever again in my life. That is actually a true story as well. I feel like that's why I've got trust issues, guys. I think I'm just trauma dumping now. You know what? I feel like I should be friends with this guy. Then we can both come to each other's parties and YouTube video. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay, so this person got a message from their manager at work. Morning, Callum. Hope you're feeling better. Can see you're logged in via remote access. Your screen here is visible, and we can all see you watching in between inquiries. If you go to the top of the screen, there is a menu bar. One of the icons will have a black screen option. If you click on this, it will blank out your office machine, so you can continue in private. Thanks, Gary. When I tell you, like, the more I read on with every passing word, the more the soul just got sucked out of my body. Do you know when like Sirius Black and Harry are next to that like lake, and the Dementors are just sucking the out? That's what it was like. That was like an out of body experience. I'm going a bit too far now on. But get it right. I was overwhelmed. Okay. Sorry about that. I just kind of lagged out for a second there. It's the fact your managers had to like probably absolutely creased, by the way. He's had to send you like a professional warning about this. They've actually been really nice as well. They're like, all right, we're not going to stop you from obviously, you know, ripping the head off it, but just, you know, not in front of one. Okay. Also, doing it in between inquiries. I don't know what kind of job you work, but just do it after work or before work. Like in between, like every inquiry. Like if you get 5 minutes, do you have to do it in that time period? I was in my friend's TikTok and some girl commented, oh my god, the first 3 boys are so cute. Can you guess who the 4th boy is? Oh, well, I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? We've all been there. I used to get messages on Instagram because my profile picture was with my friend. I used to get quite a bit of messages going, which one are you in the picture? And then I'd tell them, and then they just wouldn't reply. I'd be like, all right, okay. Guess, you know, a profile picture can't show personality. I've heard girls that I've knew talk about like how annoying it is when people like ask who your friend is quite a lot. Like, you know, if you've got a profile picture with someone else. I imagine it is annoying if you're kind of just, you know, like, you're not scoring any goals. You're just assisting at this point. You know, you've got your assist tally all the way up, right? You're the best messenger anyone's ever seen. But when is it your time to shine? Also, it's pretty harsh to be like, oh my god, the first 3 boys are so cute. Like, if there's only 4 boys there, just be like, oh, those boys are cute. Like, you don't need to single out the last person as letting the side down. You can just see overall, they're all cute. Do you really need to, like, point out that the one at the end, like, there's a reason he's at the end? That's not very nice. Oh my god. Okay, this is incredibly sad. Would you like to sell your baby? Already tapped out. I've recently had a miscarriage and I've been following you on Facebook. She's so beautiful. I've already given her a nickname and bought things for her. Now, obviously, this is horrific. Like, to ask someone this, okay? Like, from the perspective of the person receiving this message, this would be really traumatizing because someone, you know, has saw your baby and has forged a relationship with your baby that you produce. Like, it's creepy. It is creepy, okay? Like, it's, you would feel uncomfortable. You would think, am I getting stalked? Have they, you know, are they going to follow us in the street? Especially if you kind of know this person. Obviously, they must know them well enough to have connections because they've got the number. So, you know, this must be a person who lives close, so it's obviously going to freak you out. But, and I'm not like justifying this message, but from the sender's point of view, like going through something as traumatic as that is like life-altering experiences, you know, like one of the worst things that can happen to someone, to a family, and, you know, obviously the woman. And you're not going to think straight and logically, and you're probably, you know, you would be, you know, forgiven for going off the rails a little bit, you know, for a short period of time. You know, no one can kind of, you know, tell you how to grieve something like this. Someone in your life needs to tell you that this isn't the way. I don't know if, you know, you've kind of kept this a secret. I imagine they have, because they probably know in the back of their mind this isn't the right thing to do, but they're kind of just, you know, kind of quietening that voice. This is just a really horrific thing, and I don't really want to clown on this person too much because they're clearly going through such a traumatic event. And I imagine You know, if they'd had their baby and it was amazing and they were, you know, in the process of having another baby, they wouldn't do this. Okay, it's just because obviously something has altered their mind, which they just can't, you know, they can't get over. This is just like really, really sad. And I don't even think it's cringe. It's just sad. Due to the unfortunate reality of our guitarist, my girlfriend of almost 7 years, Witchrot, will be taking an extended hiatus. Sorry, your band's called Witchrot. I, however, will continue the band in another space and time. Being ripe with... Oh, this guy's having an absolute meltdown. Being ripe with hate, the music is slowly flowing and without a doubt will become the most devastating, torturous music... Oh, I'm going to hell for laughing. I have ever created. Thanks for the support. Stay heavy, Peter. Also, our drummer died. Okay, you can't just have that as like a PS. You know, that's arguably more traumatic than, you know, your band member shagging your partner. You know, I know not to you maybe, but someone's actually died here. I think that should be the first thing we find out about. As an avid fan of Witchrock, I'm more concerned about the drummer dying. Okay? Just saying. Anyway, Donuts, I feel like we can't get worse than that, so I'm going to end this video now. Quit while we're ahead. I feel like I failed the test of laughing. I wasn't meant to laugh at any of these, but some of them were just too sad and cringe. If you do want me to make this a series, like I said, like this video, 5,000 likes, and it'll trigger the next one. That's the rhythm we've got going on this channel. And we've also got a full back catalogue of videos just like this. If you want to go and binge watch them, you've got all night. There's a full catalogue to supply your full night, so enjoy them, and I will see you in the next one.
Kirkham, baby.